Welcome, friends. So I am in somewhat of an empty room, so there may be some reverberation, which I'll do my best in post. What I wanted to do today, there's been a lot coming through, especially last night. It felt like I was being calibrated to a different type of energy, and so I wanted to just come on camera and see what unfolds. Okay, so allow yourself to sit back, get cozy, get comfortable, lay down. Whatever it is that you need to do in order to move into a place of reception. It is not without suffering in which those that can see into the future, what you perceive to be the future, and which instills a sense of anxiety and fear within you, but that is not necessarily the future. For there are endless possibilities, countless timelines to attune your consciousness to at any moment of any day. You are not resigned to a particular outcome, and that is why having outcomes can be so dysregulating and disabilitating. It disables you from understanding who and what you are when you are focused on the outcome. Outcome implies an ending, and what if there was no ending? What if there was no beginning? What if there was no ending? What if it was the continuous, eternal now? And when you are present to what is, when you are in the now, when you are in the moment, you are open to all possibilities, all timelines, all perceived outcomes. And we say perceived and put the fingers in the quotations, for the perception of them is quite important to understand if you want to move past them. Understanding what these outcomes mean to you, why they are created, why they are given such importance. When you actually sit back and look at the outcome in which you are wanting, what framework was that created in? We invite you to think about an outcome in which you hoped and dreamed for, and then when it came, it did not feel in the way you perceived that it would feel. So rather than focusing on the outcome, what is the feeling that you are wanting to embody? If you need the outcome to bring you into the feeling, please move into the perceived outcome that will bring you this feeling that you desire within your full embodiment. Dig beneath the surface of this feeling to unfold the truth and the freedom that is contained within it. So you see, the outcomes are these frameworks based in established paradigms and constructs, making you believe that this will help you see and feel what it is that you know you can see and feel, and yet it does not deliver. And with everything being delivered instantaneously, there is no patience for the process of it. For yes, it is now, yes, it is here. And yet there is a process to attuning and unfolding into the attuned consciousness of that state of being and state of embodiment. Focus on the embodied sense of feeling that arises when you think about the outcome that it is that you desire. Peel back each layer until you get to the core of what it is. And then sit in that feeling, sit in that knowing, sit in that consciousness embody that, and that will come through. For it is not the outcome, it is the embodiment of the energy of attuning your consciousness to it, to be it. When you release the outcome, you also open yourself up to unfathomable possibilities that are not available to you because you think and see in such small parameters. And yes, this shape is not a box because things are shifting, things are moving and shifting out of the box paradigm. And yet there are still paradigms in which you find yourself beholden to, stuck in. But the thing about being stuck in a paradigm is that you are never fully, truly stuck, for it is false to begin with. So how can you be falsely stuck? It is not possible. This is the appeal of escape rooms for many. For you know that you are locked in, and yet you know you are not truly locked in. There is a reflection point in this energy that you feel locked in. You enjoy the journey. You enjoy the discovery of finding your way out. And yet, at your core, you know you are not truly locked in. And that is the essence of what we are trying to deliver in this moment. When you begin to explore all of the elements, when you begin to peel back the layers, you will begin to see that you have always been free. You have always been free. You always are free. And notice what that means. This came up in the last one. Yes. The essence and energy of the word free. Allow yourself to sit in that, feel into that, because that will help you with the process of feeling into the state of being in which you desire from a perceived outcome. And it is these perceived outcomes in which people try to then control others and control oneself. To control one's body, to look or appear a certain way. To control others, to allow for an outcome to come forth in which you think and believe you need. Outcomes are rooted and steeped in a level of control, whether it is conscious or unconscious. They do serve a purpose. Because when you can begin to step into that, you can begin to step into that energy of having that kernel of truth within you, and then seeing all of the facades built around it. Yes, like the golden Buddha, the core, the golden Buddha is always inside. It's covered with layers of mud. You are that golden Buddha. The layers of mud are all the layers of conditioning and programming, paradigms and constructs, belief systems, making you think and feel and believe otherwise. So we leave you with sitting with the essence of free, sitting with the essence of what it is that you want to feel and be and embody through a particular outcome, to understand what it is that you are needing, not the outcome, but what it is that you are needing so at this time. And then allowing yourself to see and feel everything that comes up in opposition to allowing yourself to feel, to embody that state of being. But you are the golden Buddha. Everyone is the golden Buddha. The layers of clay are also the golden Buddha, are they not? When we can see all in this light, in this framework, it can begin to shatter the frameworks, and it can begin to shatter frameworks. So that there are no frameworks in which to feel beholden to. You just simply are. And frameworks do hold a certain purposefulness, which we will discuss in time, but not at this time. For this time, please focus on the essence of free, which we have spoken about now twice. The essence of the energy of the word free in all of its contexts. Feel into the essence of free. What does it mean? What does it feel like? And sit with that feeling. And then sit with the feeling of what it is that you want when you believe you will achieve an outcome, to help release any need and attachment from said outcome and outcome. And with this we leave you to sit with, to be with, to honor, to feel, to embody, to be present to be with, to be of, to be through, to be as, to be with, to be within. And yes, until next time. Stay curious. Thank you. Hey friends. So I wanted to jump on with some commentary around this channeling, because as it was coming through, the reference to mud and the golden Buddha, as I was coming through, I was like, mud? And then it came through as clay. And so when I was listening back to edit it, I heard mud and instantly knew why. So I'm going to explain it, and then the next channeling I'm going to post speaks to the Hrit Chakra. And I also posted a blog post, which I'll link in the description. But if you're unfamiliar with the Hrit Chakra, you are not alone. It is not discussed very frequently in terms of the chakra system. And so the Hrit Chakra, this can be considered the seat of the soul. And there's been a lot coming through around the Hrit Chakra, starting a couple of years ago, actually, which I explore in the blog post. But to bring it back to the channeling around the mud, the Hrit Chakra, very simply, the way I feel it is that the balancing and the integration of the chakra system allows for the Hrit Chakra, symbolically, to blossom, to allow for the divine self, the true self, the authentic self, the capital S self, to be fully expressed in form. And the Hrit Chakra in many traditions is seen as an inverted lotus flower. The lotus flowers grow in the mud. No mud, no lotus. And so having the mud on top of the golden Buddha, with the lotus flower growing out of it, in my mind, I see that as confirmation around the Golden Buddha being the symbol of the divine self, the true self, the authentic self, however you want to refer to it, that is always there. And so that was a connection between the mud reference, the Hrit Chakra, the Golden Buddha, and really allowing our true self to be expressed. Because that feels, and many will attest to it, that is where this shifting and expansion of consciousness is bringing us. So I wanted to share that. The next channeling that's coming up speaks more to the shifts and changes in the chakra system. So I will post that, or at least some of it. Next, I may put the whole channeling actually in my connection space. I don't know, I feel this dis-ease, this dissonance with posting the entire thing to YouTube. So if I do that, I'll definitely give you a heads up, and you can sign up for the connection space totally free. I'll put the link in the description. And if I post the whole thing there, I will of course tell you. So until next time, friends, stay curious.